Here I am showing you how to use Google Sheets. The first thing to do is type in your numbers. I have these columns labeled. That probably helps you do it well. Time. And this is the gas produced with a particular catalyst, so I labeled the columns. To make a graph out of this data is really simple. I'm highlighting the data and I'm going to insert a chart. Google thinks this is the chart that I want, and I kind of agree. It's a line graph showing the amount of gas produced over time, but it's not smart enough to do everything well. You can see that the time needs a label. Is this minutes, days, years? It needs a label. So you can do it a couple different ways. You can use the chart editor over here and say, all right, I want this to be seconds. And then you see it updates on the graph. You can also just type it in directly. So for example, this is a really poor label for the y-axis. I'm not measuring the catalyst here. What are these numbers? These are the milliliters of oxygen gas produced. All right, so that's a much better title than FeCl3 catalyst. Similarly, this is a pretty poor title. What are we doing here? We're looking at, so you can give it a better title. Perhaps the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. Or maybe effectiveness of catalyst, but something better than the default title. Okay, this default title, it's just stupid. All right, so make sure your graph has proper labels for the axes so that it actually means something to the person looking at it. All right, now I'm going to go back here and you're trying to do a comparative graph, so you should actually have more than one data set. If this was the ferric chloride catalyst, maybe you also did the MnO2 catalyst, and you have some numbers for that. It is important that you include the 0, 0, 0, no gas was collected before you started the reaction. That gives you a data point that's important. All right, so now you can see I've added this additional data to my table, and I can put all of this data on the same graph. So let's see if Google will do that automatically. Okay, it did it. So you can see now I've got a red line and a blue line, and they do refer in this legend here. They tell you what the colors mean. So that's great. That gives me more visual information. Once again, I need to label what is this y-axis now. It doesn't know what to do. So in this case, it looks like I need to use the chart editor. Chart and axis titles. It's the vertical axis title that I don't have yet. Vertical axis title, and now I'm over here. This is milliliters of oxygen gas produced. Boom. Now this graph makes more sense. This is a stupid title on the top. I should change it. Once again, needs to be told that it's seconds. Okay. So now you can see here's the graph that has the red and blue lines, and it's a good meaningful graph because the axes are labeled properly. I just need to give it a better title. All right, I'm hoping that helps you do it well. When I come to your table, please show me a graph. If it's not perfect, we'll fix it. If it is perfect, I'll put a little stamp on your paper. Good job.